What if I told you that some of the words you use every day, words like lonely, bedroom, generous, excitement, were invented by just one person, one man, more than 400 years ago? Before electricity, before cars, before the modern world. He was a boy from a small, quiet town. He had no money. He had no connections. But he had something powerful. He had words. And those words changed the English language forever. His name was William Shakespeare. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Storyline English. I am so happy you are here with me today. This is a place where we slow down, we listen, and we learn English through calm, beautiful stories. If this is your first time here, I warmly invite you to subscribe. It helps us bring more stories like this one to you, completely free. Now, let us begin. Take a breath, relax, and travel with me back in time. To understand William Shakespeare, you first need to understand his world. The year is 1564. England is alive with noise and color, but also with difficulty. There are no hospitals as we know them today. There are no newspapers. If you want news, someone tells you on the street. If you want entertainment, you go to the market, or you watch a play. Most people cannot read. Most people never leave the town where they were born. Life is small. Life is local. Life is slow. But stories are everywhere. People love stories. They always have. It is into this world that William Shakespeare is born on April 23rd, 1564, in a small town called Stratford-upon-Avon, in England. The town sits beside a gentle river. The streets are quiet. The air smells of wood and earth. His father, John Shakespeare, works with leather. He makes gloves with his hands. His mother, Mary Arden, comes from a family with land and a little more comfort. William is their third child. He grows up, surrounded by brothers, sisters, the sounds of a busy home. When William is young, he goes to the local grammar school. This is a good school. Here, children study Latin, the old language of books and learning. They read ancient stories. They practice speaking and writing carefully. For most children, school is difficult work. But for William, something is different. He falls in love. Not with a person, not yet, but with language. He loves the music of words. He loves the way a single sentence can make you feel joy, or sadness, or wonder. He collects words the way other children collect stones. But life does not always follow our dreams. When William is still a teenager, his family runs into money problems. He has to leave school. He has to help his father. This is painful. But William never stops reading. He never stops listening to the world around him. He stores every story, every voice, every human emotion deep inside his mind. At 18 years old, William marries a woman named Anne Hathaway. Anne is 26, 8 years older than him. Together, they have 3 children. First, a daughter named Susanna. Then twins, a boy named Hamnet and a girl named Judith. William is now a husband and a father. He needs to provide for his family. But Stratford is small. There is not enough work for a man who dreams of writing. And so, William makes a decision that will change everything. He leaves. He says goodbye to his wife, his children, his quiet town by the river. He travels to London. In those days, London is the biggest, loudest, most dangerous city in England. The streets are crowded. Disease spreads fast. The smell is not pleasant. But London has something that Stratford does not have. London has theaters. The theater, in Shakespeare's time, is something extraordinary. It is not just for rich people. It is for everyone. Merchants, servants, nobles, farmers, they all come together to watch stories come alive on stage. Rich people sit in covered seats. Poor people, called groundlings, stand in the open yard below. When it rains, they all get wet. Nobody leaves. The story is too good. William arrives in this world with nothing. No name, no money, no friends in high places. He starts at the very bottom, helping actors, carrying things, learning how a theater breathes and moves and lives, and slowly, quietly, he begins to write. His first plays are simple, but people notice something. His words feel different. They feel alive. They feel true. The theaters want more. The actors want more. And Shakespeare gives them more. He writes Romeo and Juliet, a story of two young people who fall deeply in love, but their families are enemies. It is romantic. It is painful. It breaks your heart in the most beautiful way. He writes Hamlet, a story of a prince who must make an impossible choice between revenge and justice. He writes Macbeth, a dark story about what happens when ambition becomes more powerful than conscience. He writes A Midsummer Night's Dream, a magical, funny story about love and confusion in an enchanted forest. 37 plays in total, 154 sonnets short, perfect poems about love and time and the strange sadness of being alive. But here is the part that makes Shakespeare truly unforgettable. He was not just telling stories. He was building a new language. When Shakespeare could not find the right word, he invented one. He needed a word for the feeling of being completely alone, so he created lonely. He needed a word for sleeping room, so he created bedroom. He needed a word for a feeling that gives you energy and joy, so he created excitement. He needed a word for someone who gives freely to others, so he created generous. He also gave us eyeball, manager, countless, addiction, amazement, and hundreds more. Think about that for a moment. Words you used today, maybe this morning, first appeared in the mind of a man born in 1564. When you say you feel lonely, you are using Shakespeare's word. When you sleep in your bedroom, you are in Shakespeare's room. Language is alive, and he helped make it live. After many years in London, Shakespeare returns to Stratford. He is older now. His hair is thinner. His hands have written more than most people read in a lifetime. He goes home to his family. He lives quietly. He gardens. He walks by the river he knew as a child. His son, Hamnet, had died years before a sorrow that never fully left him. But in these final years, William finds a kind of peace. He dies on April 23rd, 1616, his 52nd birthday, some believe. He is buried in the church where he was baptized as a baby. His life begins and ends in the same quiet town. But his words go everywhere. Today, Shakespeare's plays are performed in over 100 countries. They have been translated into every major language in the world. His stories are turned into films, musicals, operas, books for children. When actors stand on a stage and say his words, 400 years disappear. The feelings are the same. The love is the same. The fear is the same. The longing is the same. Because Shakespeare understood something simple and true. All humans feel the same things. And if you find the right words for those feelings, those words never die. So here is my question for you today, my friend. Which word surprised you most? A word you use every day that came from Shakespeare. Write it in the comments. I would love to read your answer. This has been the story of William Shakespeare, a boy from a small town who listened to the world, who played with language, who gave us words we still carry with us today. His story reminds us that you do not need perfect conditions to create something beautiful. You need curiosity, you need practice, and you need to believe in the power of your own voice. Thank you for listening, my friends. If this story touched you, please share it with someone who loves English or loves history, and subscribe if you have not yet so the next story finds you. Until next time, take care, keep learning, and keep listening. The world of English is wide and wonderful, and we are exploring it together.